بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، حمدا كثيرا مباركا طيبا فيه من السماوات ومن الارض ومن ما شاء ربنا من جنات. نصلي ونسلم على الصادق الامين شفيعنا يوم الدين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى اله وارض اللهم عن خلفائه واصحابه ومن سار على هديه ونهجه الى يوم الدين ونحن معه. Dear sons, dear students of modern drama, today inshallah we shall deal with a significant topic or issue related and quite associated with the previous ones concerning the characters of arms and the man. But before we deal with today, I'd like to remind you that so far we have covered topics like trauma in the 20th century. This is a big topic, and in this big topic or subject, we deal with background, we deal with the ends. Also, we deal with subtopics or subjects like realism and myth, poetic realism. Remember, in the previous sessions, from the first session until today, is the seventh, lecture number, with those elements to be following with what is going on. From the subjects we have dealt also women concerning drama in the 20th century, of women and their influence and being influenced within drama in the 20th century. Another topic was migrant men, political theatre and war, the sort of theatre in the time of war, the First World War and the Second World War. The second big topic we studied previously, types of modern drama. You remember, types or kinds or genres of modern drama. Of course, the modern drama we mean in the 20th century, and now we are at the beginning of the 21st century. These topics or subtopics like realism, again, social realism, and we call it socialism. We deal also with the absurdist drama, the symbolism or aestheticism. The meaning is similar somehow. Surrealism connected again to and aestheticism, followed by expressionism and epic theatre, architecture. Then we talk about some particular technical elements of drama like lighting, like the setting. We finished with advances continent and their impact on the British drama, with reference to Henrik Ibsen, the famous, the father of realistic drama in Europe. Henrik Ibsen and his influence on the English drama and dramatists, especially George Bernard Shaw. In the second unit, we have covered so far also topics like Arms and the Man by George Bernard Shaw. This is the first play we are going to deal with little analysis, discussion, and evaluation or argument. We talked about it within an introduction. Then we spoke a little about the dramatist George Bernard Shaw in a subtopic called autobiography. Then we dealt with the plot analysis or plot summary. Last session we started to deal with what the characters of the play, and we had commented on two important characters, the main two characters, or the two main characters, Captain Blunchley, the chocolate cream soldier, and the lady Pitkoff Raina. The lady engaged to Saranov, and now we need to know what is going on, what will happen after dealing with some elements, some information or details about both of them. Now we go to the others, but before going to deal with the rest of the characters, and when we mean characters, as I always say, and I told you before, we have some more important characters and we have some minor characters. Of today, we have one important character, and the others, they are less important. Doesn't mean that they are not at all important. No, every character has his or her role in a drama. Okay, but the difference is with what we call potentialities. Before going to that, we need to read something about arms here to refresh our minds with ideas we have been covering before. So, Arms and the Man is one of show's aims in Arms of the Man. Aims in this play is to depict the romantic heroine of war. So, George Bernard Shaw has a purpose, has a mission, has an aim or target. He wanted to show the stupidity of war and how people should look at war. Unfortunately, we find that people look at war with glorious looks, but in fact, it should be the opposite. So the result of war is catastrophic. It is not appreciated at all. And this is one of the lessons of George Bernard Shaw in this play, as well as in another play for Bernard Shaw. We studied before with some previous students in this course. The name of the course is Major Barber, dealing with the same concepts. The ideas are little different, but the main topic, the main issue, the main subject or goal is what is almost the same. So, Shaw wanted to present a realistic account of war and to remove all pretensions of nobility from war. Yeah, there is no connection at all between nobility and war. Any person deals with war or promote war is not a noble man or woman at all. Not at all. It is not, however, an anti-war play. Instead, it is a satire on those attitudes which would glorify war. The play Arms and Man, or Arms and the Man, is what? A satire. Okay, gentlemen, like to create this satire, George Bernard Shaw chose as his title the lines of Virgil's Aeneid, the Roman epic which glorifies war, and the heroic feats of man in war, and which begins of arms and the man. Of arms and man I sing. Here is the beginning, here is the starting of Virgil's work, or literary work, Aeneid, and George Bernard Shaw borrowed this title from this concept, from this work. Now, in our second session, we deal with some characters, the rest of the important characters in this play. Okay, the first one is what? Major Sergius Saranov. Sergius Saranov, what can we say about him? What we understand about him? So he is a triangle person with Raina and Blanche. These spoke about Raina and about Blanche in details, and to complete the triangle of the three important characters of the play should be with Major Saranov. So some ideas to be found here on this picture. The extremely handsome young Bulgarian officer who leads an attack against the Serbs, which was an overwhelming success. But again, this was what? Literary, huh? Not in fact, not historical. Major Saranov is Raina's fancy. Fact. And he is shining example of Raina and her mother's romanticized image of hero. We remember what we have dealt with, the romance, love, and war. We spoke about them in the first two sessions. In the previous two sessions to this one, dealing with the plot summary, what we had said about the looks of the two ladies, Raina, the daughter, Catherine, the mother, the romanticized image of hero. Here we have an idea. But is it true? Of course not. Okay. Sergio Saranov is the handsome fiancé of Raina, a romantic, like she is attempting to a knight in modern warfare. Another picture here. You have to read the ideas here. He makes a fool of himself. I mean, the opposite hand, the opposite. At the Battle of Silditsa by leading cavalry charge into a line of cannons. We remember what Tennyson, is it Tennyson or William Wordsworth, in his poem, the satirical poem, the heroic poem, Charge of a Light Brigade, if you remember. Charge Brigade, maybe you said that in appreciating poetry. Okay, so leading a cavalry charge into a line of cannons, facing the cannons with what were horses and swords and guns. But fortunately, they did not have the target, the ammunition. And the weapons is not sufficient to save him. And he won the day because everyone asked, and he did not get promoted. He quits the military in a self-righteous path. These ideas can be achieved, can be understood from such pictures here on the screen. He tries of playing the ideal love with Raina. When we say he tries to play, it is that he is not sincere, he is not real. Doing just what? Imagining, pretending, and cheating, and being flirting with Loka. So he has what? Double character. Pretending to be the lover of Raina, and he is a fiancé to her. But on the other hand, he is what? Having a sort of flirting with the servant, Loka, to whom he is attracted. And we will see the result of such relationship at the end. So he claims he is 5 or 6 different personalities and doesn't care. He is inconsistent. He doesn't care about that. To be what? To be loyal, to be sincere. Now, how many characters in one person? 6 characters. We should realize 4. That he's a hero, he's a buffoon, he's a cheater, and non-realistic. These 4 different personalities can be realized within Saranov. Sergius adopts the pose of a weary, Byronic hero of passion and self-will. There is a reference to Lord Byron. Lord Byron, the great poet, who have romantic, interesting poems. So, Sergius adopts the pose of weary, ironic hero of passion and self-will, setting himself against the social current, setting himself in a situation that this situation is sometimes against the social potentialities, social current customs and traditions. More ideas to get about this person. He is almost idealistic in his attempt to live up to this image, to this picture, to this character, especially in battle. So it is what? Irony, satire. For it is hopeless to try to embody a myth, to show himself within what? Within a legendary situation, a mythical concept. Within this point, we go back to the writer. George Bernard Shaw uses this character to show that these romanticized ideals in Saranov were probably nonsense all along. They are not accepted. They are not appreciated, okay, by rational people, by thoughtful people. Sergius is often referred to as the ironic hero, as we mentioned, or as the Hamlet of this play. He is what the Hamlet of this play. If you remember Hamlet, so that person, the hero, but who is what? Who is passive, talkative, but passive in acting. He says something, but he is not working. I will do, I will do, I will do, but finally he is what? He is doing nothing. And we remember Hamlet's, what you call, proverb by Shakespeare, which Hamlet said, okay, this is the, what is it, Shabab? To be or not to be, that's the question. Either to do or not to do, and here is the topic, here is the point. But in fact, not do, unless, okay, until the end of the play, when he, what, killed his uncle, the usurper of the crown. So again, as the Hamlet of this play, because he has an underlying despair about life. We'll see, not Hamlet. Hamlet, yes, he has the same despair about life because of the catastrophes he met, okay, within his family. His mother was married to his uncle after killing his father, the king, and many other topics, complicated topics, okay, we realized in Hamlet. So Saranov clings to his idealized image of himself, like what someone is hanging on a spider net, because he is afraid to find out who he really is. He doesn't want to know himself. He is afraid to find out who he really is. He's afraid to discover the reality of his character. So Saranov knows that he is a different person with Raina than he is with Luca. As mentioned, now he is doing what? Two characters, two duplicated feelings, okay, with what? With two ladies. Here is the, what we call the cheating situation for a person. Can be accepted? Of course not. And Luca has pointed out his hypocritical behavior to him. She tried to tell him about himself, that he is not a real, loyal, realist, respected character. Sergius realizes that there must be more to himself than the idealized soldier a young lady's worship, that Raina worships his character, not worshipping him, but worships his character, because he's a hero, he is a major, okay, and he is the leader of the cavalry gang or group. But of the other selves that he has observed in himself, he says about himself, of course, he says, one of them is a hero, another is a buff. You remember what we have mentioned previously about the 6 characters in one person? Here we had the scene. Here we have the scene. So he's a hero in the eyes of Ryan at the beginning and her mother, Catherine. But by others, he is a buffoon, looked by Luca. Another humbug. Okay, he's a humbug, looked by others. Another perhaps a bit of a blackguard. So these are 4 qualities, traits of one character of Sergius. He is disconcerted by the thing that everything I think is mocked by everything I do. Look to the one who encompasses his personality. Everything I think is mocked by everything I do. Whatever I think to do is what is opposite to what I am doing, or is not correct to be achieved according to according to what I want to do. In Luke, right, and declaring his love for Luca, Sergius is free to be himself and to discover his own values. At the end, okay, after showing himself to others in a real face, real person, he admitted that he loves Luca and he deserves her, and he doesn't deserve Raina for several reasons, because he finds his emotions or feelings with Luca more than Raina. That is supported again by what? By another point. What is this point? This point is that Raina is more attracted or appealed to Blanchie. Okay, the Swiss Surgeon, the chocolate cream surgeon. Now is the idea to be clarified like that. It is the end of the first character today. Now we have to make a comparison of the three. Shabab, there can be a question to make what you call a triangle about the other three of arms and the man. Here we have Raina, for example, or Bluntschli. On the other side, here we have either the same Raina or Bluntschli, and on the other angle, we have what? We have Saranov or Sergius Saranov. What we understand about them, you have to make a comparison. You can make a comparison of the three to make your understanding perfect. Now we go to another character, the servant character, Luca, who becomes a lady. From being a servant to what? To become a lady. She is clever, ambitious, and her ambition promoted her to the level of a lady because of that intellectuality. Sometimes, if a person is ambitious and ambitious with great good ambition, he or she can achieve his target to be suitable, but with a sort of measurement. This measurement can be what should be, not can be, should be positive. What we know about Luca, an ambitious and sometimes a spiteful maid who is desperate to raise above her station or rank. She wanted to be higher than what she is. Luca is attracted to Major Sergius Saranov, and he to her. And this is what we call illegal attraction. This attraction is illegal, but it is a plan. It can be what? It can be a plot by this woman. She is clinging to find her a safe place in society, in life. For example, she doesn't want to be a servant for the rest of her life. She wanted to be a respected lady. How can that be? To marry another servant or to find another noble person for her? Thinking for her, she aspires a person who is what? From the noble class, a gentry one, unlike Sergius Saranov. And she knows that he is engaged to Raina. She believes that she can get him to her. Why? Because she found that he is attracted to her. and she extended the wire for him to be what? To be close from her. It is what we call the plot of women. The plot of women. إن كيدهن عظيم. Here is the idea. If we understand that, here is the idea. إن كيدهن عظيم. However, Sergius is engaged to Ryan, and he is gently. Yeah, this is one of the reasons that Luca wanted to get him, is that he is what is one of the nobles, and he will bring her up to a class she dreams to reach. While Luca is just a servant, he is the challenge between Luca and herself. Okay? And also, she was helped by the character of Sergius, because he is from the noble class. He's a gentleman, but he is not a gentleman. He's from the gentry, but he is not a gentleman. We have to realize that all these factors helped the situation, okay, for Luca to achieve her target, to achieve her dream. Here we have some more ideas to deal with the point. Luca is the earthy and spirited maid servant of the Pitkov's family. She is rebellious, proud, and insult to Raina, whom she sees through. She's a servant, of course, we know that. This is fact. But she compares herself in her behavior, in her mind, to Raina, the noble woman. Okay? And she believes that she has a noble mind. If she, as a woman, as a body, working as a servant, but she feels that she has a mind of a noble woman. And here is the dangerous idea for a person, either to get it peacefully, neatly, nicely to reach the target, or the other way. Spirited needs servant. Earthly, because she is servant, but spirited, she has a spirit, a strong soul, the anxious soul. She is Raina's rival of Sergius. We know that. Luca smokes cigarettes and flirts with Sergius under the noses of the family. This is right. She has a relation, okay, by force, in spite of, okay, the family she works with. Though Nicola warns her, she will be fired. And Nicola is the realistic servant of the family. As we mentioned, there are two servants, a male and female. Luca, the female, the spirited male servant, and Nicola, the realist one. But all of them, all of the two, both of them, they have what? They have ambitions. They are ambitious, but the degree of ambition is different, or the degrees are different. Nicola is close from reality, but Luca, okay, is over ambitious. How can we realize the result? It is again the masterfulness, the cleverness, the ingenuity of what? Of George Bernard Shaw, the dramatist or the playwright, to make it in such a way, to finish it in a way, making this play a pleasant, funny, comic, relieving play, tragedy. Well, going with the servant Luca again, she claims she will never have the soul of a servant. And she has right. Everyone has the right, okay, to dream in such a way. Every person dreams of being respectable, reaching a good class in the society, and to be effective in the society, in a position and in what? In mind. She's witty, okay, good, and intelligent, yes, knowing how to manage Sergius so that he proposes to her. Again, as we said, so it is what it is the plot. It is the cleverness of a woman, plan of a woman to drag a person to her. Okay. Now, comparing between the two, Luca and Saranov, Sergei Saranov, he went down to the level of Luca, and she is went up. She put back, not back, put up to the degree of Sergius himself. By whom now? Who is the most loser? Sergius the loser. But again, sometimes, Shabab, it is not a mind, or it is not a matter of losing and winning. It is a matter of attraction. It is a matter of appeal. Okay, he found himself, Sergius, he found himself in real love with this, what you call witty woman, witty servant, to become lady, what leader, to become a lady. So Luca is the main voice of the equality of the class in the play, and here is what here is the called craftsmanship of George Bernard Shaw, claiming that she has the right to marry whomever she loves. Yes, and that's remind us with what with some concepts of George Bernard Shaw when we spoke about him in the previous sessions as well as a defender of women. And we remember that he joined Tabianism society, supporting women. Okay, and here is the idea. The idea of what of this point is the idea of the writer, of the dramatist, of the playwright, George Bernard Shaw. Okay, Luca has the right to marry whoever she loves. There is no importance for class, for rank, for caste. And we agree with this, what you could with this matter, according to George Bernard Shaw. For Luca predicts Raina will marry Blanchely and convinces Sergius he should defy public opinion to marry her. Again, it is what it is the or plan of a woman to create or to work in two directions, to create two situations and to work on two directions, insisting, okay, that Raina is not fit for Sergius and that she is what she is fit for Blanchely. On the other hand, she is sending messages to her that Sergius is not suitable for her, for Raina, and he is what degraded to someone else. On the other third point, okay, she encourages Sergius to be attracted to her by having a sort of what, a sort of appeal to him. Okay, here's the idea. Here's the point. So three directions. I mean, within this lady, she played three directions. Luca shames Sergius about the hypocrisy of his behavior. What kind of hypocrisy? That he pretends to show his love with his admiration, his love to Raina, but in fact he is having a sort of a fear and admiration with herself, with Luca. But she likes that for her purpose. Huh? She tries to pick up his relationship with Raina for her benefit. When Captain Blanchely returns, knowing that Blanchely is the enemy's soldier, who hid in Raina's bedroom, or hid in Raina's bedroom, Luca is herself supposedly engaged to another servant, Nicola, who advises her. Nicola is the realistic, as we said, the realist servant who advises Luca to accept her place in life because he is a realist and he feels that she, as a servant, to be a servant. He is satisfied with his situation, but she is not. Luca doesn't accept her situation to be a servant. She has, as we mentioned before, she has the spirit of a lady, and she wanted to reach her dream, her target, or her purpose. And she rejects his downcast philosophy. Downcast philosophy of what? Of Nicola, okay, this manservant, and eventually wins her man and new life. Yes, who wins? Luca. Okay, she becomes what? Becomes a lady. After what? Dragging Sergius to her and to be announced as a wife. So Luca and the manservant Nicola have an exchange about Luca's ambitions and about the role of servants. Now we can imagine the two directions. Nicola is a realist and he believes of his situation and he's satisfied. He's a downcast. He believes that he's a servant and he can be a servant forever, that he is satisfied. But Luca is not. Now, personally, physically, she is what? She is a servant. Yes, she is doing the work of a servant. But she has the spirit of a lady. And she wants to achieve that. How to do it? And she found a link. She found a wire, okay? And she threw her hook to catch her prey. Her prey, yes. Who is she? Who is he? Sergius. And Sergius returned it in her hand, returned to her hand by showing a mutual connection, a mutual reaction, a mutual appeal. And this argument is not suitable. The argument between Luca, the lady, and Nicola, the man, okay, is not matching. Why? Because both of them have different ideas on walking to life. Nicola realizes that it might be more to his advantage to let Luca marry Saranov and to then becomes their servant. Finally, he accepts because what he is a realist. Later, Saranov and Luca argue about whether Saranov's afraid to express his love for Luca. She encouraged him. Are you afraid to announce your love to me? It can be what sort of encouragement. If you are afraid, you are not a human being. Still, call yourself something else, not a human. And she reveals that Raina has fallen for plunging. If you are not strong enough to announce your love to me, okay, but don't forget that Raina is not for you. Raina, even showingly she loves you, but in fact she doesn't love you really, because there is another rival for her. Is what? Plunging. And here is what the infinitive talking of Luca. Saranov challenges bluntly to a duel. But when Raina charges that she saw Saranov Luca, she knows because of what? Luca is dangerous, by the way. Try to send messages and to try to make others look at her to know the relationship between Saranov and Luca. Raina declared that she saw both of them, the two cheaters, Saranov and Luca. Saranov, in this case, backs off to surrender, okay, and know that he is not fit for Raina because she discovered his relationship, his affairs, his appeal to the servant Luca. And he, in this point, after look how many wires, how many lines or ropes to be cut, to be caught here and here, from Raina, from Luca, okay, and another rival for him, for Raina, plunging. Finally, he surrendered to what? To pull out of the screen, okay, seeking the marriage of Raina, and he accepts what the servant Luca, and in this case, gentlemen, Luca will be what? Will be a lady. She will not be a servant. Raina then stirs Saranov's emotions by telling him that Luca is engaged to Nicola, making a sort of what we call confusion. You are losing all, and he has to find a way. Saranov has to find a way, at least to catch Luca, okay, before Nicola catch her. The next character is Nicola, the servant, a realistic, middle-aged servant who is very pragmatical, believes in what? Believes in reality. He's a servant, and he works as a servant. Okay, and he knows his profession. He doesn't care about disgust, and doesn't have a great inspiration or emotions to be someone more than to be a person. Our servant Nicola covers for Raina and Catherine's intrigues. So it is what? It is the cunning of Nicola, of Luca, to make what? To make Nicola in such a way. So Nicola believes that class division is an indisputable system. It is fact. No one can change it. I mean, this one is what? Is his belief. Do we believe in it? Some people believe in that. But some others no, like Luca. Luca doesn't believe. Luca doesn't believe that class division is an indisputable system. And she made it fact when she married with what? With Sergius Saranov. And he advises Luca to accept her place. He found Luca, taught her how to be a proper servant. He tried, but he could not achieve success. He could not succeed. Why? Because the ambition, the desire of Luca is greater than his desires. So, and he plans to marry her, but he comes to say how Luca's marriage to Sergius would create an advantage for both Luca and himself. As we mentioned before, that Luca plotted a plan for herself, increasing the relationship with Saranov, and trying to create what we call a sort of bad relationship between Saranov and Raina. Through what? Through finding another character, another person loves Raina. For what? For her benefit. And she allowed that. The same. Nicola is having the same. He said, for example, let's imagine this picture like this. He's a servant, and he wanted to be something higher than a servant, a merchant, for example, to do a business, to do his business. And Luca is a servant now, but if she is going to marry a nobleman, a person of the gentry, she will help him. She might help him. Okay, for what? For a benefit, mutual benefit. Now, the mutual benefit is between Luca and Nicola. If they are not married, and if the marriage of one of them to a gentleman like Luca with Saranov, the concept of life will be better. Might be. It is what? It is a philosophy. It is a sort of what we call imagination, thinking, okay, or imagining. Thus, he changes his story about his engagement to Luca. Yeah. After watching, after understanding that Luca is in her way for Saranov, he accepted the situation. Accepted the situation that, okay, Luca will be married by Saranov. I might get the help of that I will be a servant for them, of both of them. And being a servant for both of them, this will increase my ability to be a dealer, to be a businessman. And he promotes Luca's ambitions. In this case, he's changed his opinion to support Luca's ambition. Okay, again, why? For the reason that he can be what? Can benefit from the situation. Ultimately, Nicola wants to run his own business. This is the reason. After getting benefit from Luca as a lady after her marriage from Saranov, he can create a sort of what you call business, special business for him to get benefit from Luca. So he will do whatever it takes to stay in favor with potential patrons. And now he is finding a patron to support him. Who is this patron? Luca. Instead of wife, it can be she can be a patron for him, while taking advantage of opportunities to earn extra capital for special services. Now he is going to to provide services, special services for Luca, and from that he will get benefit to make him a businessman in his life. Nicola is the manservant of Bitkovs. He's a middle-aged, controlled and calm and calculating businessman, as we mentioned before. These are some extra ideas to create sort of understanding. Much is made of Blanchel's realism, keeping chocolate instead of ammunition in his cartridge belt, showing contempt for sentimentality, and reacting in the practical manner of his father's death. Nicola is the consummate realist in the play. Nicola's message is adapt, exploit, and survive. I mean, now this is his wisdom. And again, we need to refer back with this wisdom to what? To the writer. Who is the writer? Shaw, George Bernard Shaw. But what we understand with this philosophical matter, that adapt is positive, accepted. Exploit can be negative. To exploit, by what? By cheating. So it is not accepted. Survive is accepted because what? It is the natural element of life. And in this message has 2 positive points and 1 negative point. He wanted to exploit, and exploiting can be sometimes positive if this exploitation is legal. But the general idea about the word is negative, that you need to get a benefit from something wrong or to make use of something wrong for the majority, okay, of understanding the concept or that vocabulary here. Okay, so here is the philosophy, and this philosophy, I mean, is matching many people. You have to adapt. Yes, adapting means you have to, okay, accommodate yourself with a situation to live. For what? For that. So this one is correct. You have to jump, but not to go here, then from here to there. So here is what is not accepted. Adapt to survive. Yes. This expression can be what? Can be what? Managing. And instead of exploiting, can be managing. And managing is legal. You have to find a way to be suitable to the society in order to make adapt positive, exploit positive, and survive positive. Should be the meaning of exploit should be changed into managing. Well, gentlemen, Bluntschli proves to have a romantic side. After all, and thus is the most balanced character in the play, in that he seems to know when to temper his romanticism with realism and when to stick to his ideas. Luca is resentful of a society that tries to restrict her to a certain place. The audience means those who are what dealing with the story. Even you are what some of the audiences. The audience can tell that Luca is better suited to being a mistress than a maid. Yes, because of what? Because of her witty, cunning, ambition, cleverness, okay, intellectuality. All these qualities what can make her, elevate Luca to be a mistress than a maid. Nicola tries to convince her that a rigid structure of classes is part of the natural order of things. It is okay, but it can be changed. And that people are more content when they accept their place and stop touring themselves with useless aspiration. But he changed it. He changed it when he thought about adapting and exploiting. Okay, gentlemen, yeah, we have to look to the points from different angles. Luca replies disdainfully that Nicola has the soul of a servant. Okay, Nicola has the soul of the servant. She is different. Luca has the soul of a lady. He may have he may have capitulated to social restrictions, but she will not surrender. She will not accept her situation to be like that. She wanted what? A high class division, a high class place. We're going back to Ibsen, Henrik Ibsen, going to the philosophy of Ibsen. Okay. Shaw argued that women should not fall for society's dictum that they self-sacrifice, but should instead take care of themselves first so that they could then be in positions to help others. It is the philosophy of George Bernard Shaw, that women has a great position in life. They can be of great estimation, equal to the men. Okay, Luca is an example of women following this advice. The advice of whom? Not of Luca, not of Nicola, not of Sergius Saranov, okay, or even Raina or others. It is the advice of George Bernard Shaw, the dramatist. Moving to the other rest two characters, we have Catherine Pitkoff, the mother. Okay, who is she? What we know about her? So Raina's mother and the wife of Major Paul Pitkoff. Catherine is a nouvelle riche, social climber, crudely ignorant and snooty. Catherine is Shaw's voice for what? For the stereotypical expectations of romanticized love and war. Why? Because she is from the noble gentry, but she is what? She is ignorant of reality. Catherine is disappointed when the war ends in a peace treaty. She wanted just victory, supporting war, because she wanted a glorious victory over the soundly defeated enemy. She doesn't accept just in any sort of peace or treaty. Here are some ideas about her, about the lady. To support all of these ideas are what are repeated. Although she allows Blanchelis to hide in her home and she helps to keep him secret, she thinks Sergius Saranov is the ideal handsome hero her daughter must marry for an appropriate match. She doesn't think of the happiness of the daughter. She thinks of what? Of the caste, of the ranking classes. And she believes that Saranov is the fit husband of her daughter because of what? because of the match, the society, what we call complexity. Look to this, what we call weak look of the high class people. She declares bluntly unsuitable. Why? Because she thinks that he's a soldier, and he's a silly in his behavior, that this person doesn't carry bullets, but carry also chocolate in his cartridge. She finds out she finds out how rich he is. After she realized that he's richer than them all of them, she changed her mind, and she accepted bluntly to be what? To be the future husband of her daughter. Looking for what? For prestigious place. And then she quickly changes her mind. Okay. The last character, the last minor character of this play is the father of Raina, the husband of Catherine. Okay, Major Paul Pitkoff. What I can get about him? So he is the father, Raina's and Catherine's husband. Major Pitkoff is an amiable and polished person who craves rank and has somehow stumbled into wealth, like the mother. So this person, and then look of thinking, we should not, judge all people according to our need. People are available in life to be various in minds, in thinking, in behaviors, in conduct, and this is natural. And the beauty here, Shabab, is what? Is the picturing of George Bernard Shaw about these characters. Pitkoff rank was given to him for being what? Just Bulgarian. He was getting the rank because he was rich, not because of his ability as a military. So look to that, we call the rank of nobility, giving to him because what? Because of his being rich, not because of his what you call skillfulness in military forces. His purpose in the play is almost that of a prop. Funny thing. It is his old coat that is lent to Bluntschli, and which then gives Bluntschli the excuse to come back to see Raina. By what? By returning the coat, as we mentioned before. It is Pitkoff who discovers the incriminating photo in his coat pocket. In the coat pocket, or in his coat pocket, that leads to the revelation of the truth, discovering the truth, realizing the truth, and to the resolution of the story. So at the end, by a picture, showing a picture, realizing what? Realizing the whole plot, the whole secrets. Here in this page, we have some other pictures to support the idea about this father. Finishing with what? With Shaw further shows. George Bernard Shaw further shows the vulgarity of the Pitkoff when Raina explains that Bulgarians of really good standing people in our position. So our is here mid capitals because of what? Because of posting, showing off. Okay, so she what? Wash their hands nearly every day. And we mentioned that she's a spoiled lady, a spoiled girl. And posting of what? That the Bulgarian people of the high or nobility rank, what they do, one of the qualities of them, that they wash their hands nearly every day. She forget that Muslims washes their hands 5 times a day before the prayer, 5 times at least, and three times before having meals. So how many? 8 times a day, nearly every day. Look to this funny comic situation. I think that George Bernard Shaw is using this position for what? For a purpose: satire, sarcasm, irony, and also as a sort of allegory. Okay. Raina, to be finished with the last sentence here, gentlemen. Raina thinks that simply washing hands is a step of a gentleman, not knowing that her primitive lifestyle sets her standards low. Yes, it is putting her standards low. Finishing? Yes. In the second act, Major Pitcock blames his wife's chronic sore throat on washing her neck every day. Again, funny thing, comic. His lecture on the foolishness of frequent bathing is a further sign from Shaw. It is a sign from George Bernard Shaw, from the dramatist, that we are dealing with with people who have only recently barely risen above their great unwashed masses. How funny. Throwing in the comments about washing being the fault of the English forms and whose climate makes them too dirty is playful barb at Shaw's own audience. Meet you inshallah ta'ala in the next session when we deal with with the themes of the next lecture. Lecture number 8, dealing with the themes. I'd like you to prepare well, prepare again, and best wishes. Recording is stopped, and opening the discussion if you have a question or to deal with what the argument about display. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.